Smile e cavo, si lewa. Welcome into my space, beloveds. Welcome to Dupe's Village. Okay, let me turn this Egoon music down real quick. It's a little loud. All right. So before I get started, I actually would like to say, hey y'all, hey, how's everybody feeling today? I'm excited to do this collective reading. But before I do, because the energy's been so chaotic and even misleading, to protect ourselves, I would love to ask, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling well. Hold on a second. Let me answer this text. Uh, let's see. Okay. All right. All right. So thank you so much. Let me just get this. Oh my goodness. I know. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb for one until I turn it off. Okay. All righty. So we're going to go ahead and get started. But before I do get started, I actually would love to start off with a divine prayer to my head, Eshu, who helps to open up the communications of the pathways, that Gemini energy from the spiritual, so that we can interpret that in the physical, okay? So just for some added support, along with the other spirit guides, I just want to first give thanks to my Ori, give thanks to Olarum for all this powerful, wonderful, divine, chaotic, eye-opening energy. So I want to first start with Eshu. Protect me and my family. Protect me and the initiates of this temple. Let not the people be moved against me. Let not me be moved against the people. Grant me long life. Grant me peace. Grant me the ability to utilize my consciousness beautifully and respectfully. Eshu, I salute you. I give thanks always. Ashe. All right. So now that that's here, I just want to say greetings to you all, family. I am just very ecstatic to see that we're going to be taking some good deep breaths to take some things in. And today we're going to talk about some things that aren't necessarily, I don't want to say predictions, but just an idea of putting some patterns and things together, what the energy is looking like based upon the attention that I have been receiving here recently. And in that attention, what has been also happening collectively. So, as we all know, most of us, if you don't know, you're about to know. All right, we're in a happy full moon in Capricorn energy. Let me calm down and slow down as I speak so I can do this respectfully. We're in the full moon in Capricorn energy along with Jupiter. Ugh, that damn Jupiter. Oh my God, Jupiter and Mercury and Jupiter and Leo, Mercury in retrograde in Cancer. So just take some few deep breaths with me, because it's going to be a little bit of intensive energy as I share this message powerfully and beautifully. So I just want you to take some time and really think about right now what it is that we're being asked to release. What is it that we're being asked to release? With all this energy that, people, we're trying to predict things, we're trying to control things. We want to understand what exactly is going on here, right? So if we want to understand, we're going to have to become more aware of the energies that are fluctuating around us, inside of us, and outside of us regularly. Okay. So becoming aware of those things, we'll be able to feel like we're not necessarily alone once we really get to know these things. Okay. So let me see here. Let me make sure I'm getting used to this, guys. Give me a moment. I'm trying to make sure my YouTube It's fine. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna get more organized with these lives. So Pele me, excuse me. Okay, are we on? Okay, we're on YouTube Live. All right, so now I can go in. Now that I have a little bit more clarity because there has been a whole lot of chaotic energy here recently. And why is that? Well, there's a lot going on. Gemini season went very, very, very fast. A lot of us were, going on, taking care of our business, our objectives, our families, everything external except for everything that is internal to think about who first. Who should we be minding our business of first and foremost, always? Ourselves, because before anything else, we can only control ourselves. And with that, too, being said, we can control our emotions. Okay. But a lot of us think that just because if we express certain energy, that expressing, we're expressing certain emotions that are weakening. Okay. Not necessarily. I see when we express these emotions throughout whatever outcome it is we're trying to obtain that's challenging us, is doing its best to awaken us. The flight or fight motion is going off. Okay. Something is working on warning us of what it is that we need to focus on. I feel like I need a crystal or something to hold. My anxiety has been a little up recently because I've been dealing with my own chaotic things. So, and just first sharing my own experiences in the last 4 weeks. I don't want this one. I want the other one. I want the purple one because purple just seems to be more attractive for my energy. And this is a big one. This is a big selenite. I love selenite. It keeps me clear, calm, cool, and make sure that my communication comes out very clearly too. So, just for the past month, okay, really, yeah, the past month, actually, the past couple of months, from Pisces from Aries to Gemini season, it's just been a whole lot of chaotic things. And it's like, why is this happening? For what reason? Where am I overextending myself? And where is it that I need to seek more clarity, right? And where is it that spirit is asking me to trust myself a lot more deeply? Okay. So this is where I don't even like using this word right now. I've been learning about how to resonate more with other people more intimately. I don't want to say I've been learning boundaries. I feel like when I say that word boundaries, there's automatically a wall that goes up. Like we automatically put up a wall for people to have to bust down just to get to us. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it is like that. But nobody wants to feel like too much like they're putting in so much work. Oh God, I just got this text message. Uh-oh. Okay, with it. Oh, all right. Look at the blessings coming in. Okay. Look, I got a text message about a job. Okay. Some abundance. Hey, look, and that came straight from the tribe. So look at that. So I guess, as we become more clear and we learn what it is that we need to focus on without fears, without anxieties and things, without devaluing ourselves or worrying about what other people say, we will allow things to be more clear so that we can move in the right direction and minding our own business respectfully, beautifully, and authentically. And therefore, that opens up a lot of opportunities, which abundant opportunity. That can be unexpected money, connections, things that may surprise you that you may have been expecting or may have wanted but didn't expect that you would receive, or things that you would give away that are necessary. It's not just about getting. When we're learning about boundaries, receiving something from someone who is telling us something, but also what it is that we're putting out so that we can get our best outcome. in something, right? So I've really been challenged to stop outsourcing my wisdom and return to my own inner knowing, which means I'm going to trust self before anyone else, right? Because I've learned around, let me slow down because my spirit is moving very fast. Ooh, my God, my spirit's moving very fast. I forget what my Gemini's in, my Mercury's in, but I need to look. I think it's in Scorpio. So, because I'm learning to better meet people where they are to resonate around the lessons of communication, relationships, community, and my own self worth. On what that looks like and how I receive reciprocity and how I learn to trust in divine timing. Because in the form of communication, again, trusting self before anyone else. And that means to listen to our own gut, listen to our own intuition. Our first form of defense is our own Ori, our spiritual consciousness. Okay. And so, what the spirit has been revealing within the past 4 weeks has been very intense. Oh my God. Who wants to release some old responsibilities? Who wants to work on building? I'm going to find another word for boundaries. Building better boundaries. Since I can't think of another word right now, what's another word for boundaries? Somebody write it in the chat. I'm not going to be looking at the chat because I find myself getting distracted. If you have any questions, I may see it as necessary as the spirit says. Please do, because I'm going to be doing a collective reading here as soon as I get around full circle, so that I and hopefully you will be able to receive the messages that are coming so clearly and openly and vulnerably through my vessel as your spiritual companion. Okay. I want to check my comments here real quick because sometimes y'all be commenting and I don't be seeing nothing. All right. Okay. Okay. I really wanted to see. Oh, communication. So another thing in releasing old responsibilities is that everything is not for us to solve immediately. And everyone's issues are not for us to solve immediately or even at all. So therefore, we create some healthy boundaries about ourselves, our value, and our capacity. Okay. Then we want to do work-life balance. A lot of us have been working, working, working. As soon as the sun has come out, we come outside working, just like we work on the inside, but we work harder outside because we're doing more moving. And a lot of us are sleeping, but we're not resting. I've also had to learn about discipline, authority, and maturity. My own personal authority. Whom I follow first is the authority of divine law and energy. What is that? Well, that's different for every person depending on what their ancestry is, what their foundation is that they're going to follow. And in my foundation, it requires a lot of discipline and maturity. And a whole lot of not taking things so personally. You know what? I need the Agon to speak. Let me turn on this music. I don't want to hear that song though. Hold on. Not that one. The boss. Oh, hey, okay. So we got the boss playing by, who is this? James Brown. What it take to be the boss? Okay, so what is it going to take for us to be the boss in our own lives respectfully, so that we can be our own authority, follow the authority of life, whatever that means to you, be disciplined and focused, not distracted, make sure we're taking care of our priorities, and being mature about those things respectfully, being mature how we move in our relationships and how we express our attitudes and our behaviors, and releasing old habits and things. So somebody's about to get a great new job. If you've been applying for work, you got work coming before the end of the summer. Okay, you might have work coming before the end of this week. But you're going to have to learn how to be mature, disciplined when you work this job respectfully, even if it's one that you don't like, okay? Eventually, we'll get to the things that we really like and the things that we're passionate about when we release what no longer belongs to us. If we know that we're not liking a position that we're in, such as a job, well, we're going to release that. But let's release it with good balance and responsibility. Let's not just quit the job unless we have something. Yeah, just don't quit your job if you know you got a new job coming. Respectfully, just follow the authority of the process until you get in there and not have to lose any of your financial opportunities, okay? We want to continue to be mature and about our workings until we get into something that is going to work with us. So I guess now, before I go into Cancer, I want to say, well, I want you to think about, because before I get to this question for the oracles, what have it have what has it what have we been carrying? What have you been carrying that no longer belongs to you? Feelings, a person that's in your life, family, friends. A lot of us are losing a lot of friends and family here because we're having a lot of misunderstanding and communications, old habits. And what are we willing to finally put down and say that we want to release these things so that other new opportunities can come in? So now we're in this wonderful Mercury retrograde in Cancer. One of my favorite seasons next to Gemini season. I love Cancer season because it's a very nourishing one. It's a very nurturing one, and it's very nostalgic. Lord knows I love nostalgia, but sometimes let's be mindful how we get into that nostalgia, okay? Because nostalgia can put us back into way back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore. And guess what that can do? That can bring up some old triggers, some old memories, some old behaviors, okay, especially emotional triggers. If you are a Cancer, either you are probably extremely emotional or hardly emotional at all. You've gotten cold-hearted because someone, something, somewhere broke your heart. Somewhere, something told you that you weren't smart. I don't know who feels like they're not smart enough or intelligent enough, but you are enough just the way that you are, okay? I know I started very slow starting off. I get just a bit nervous at times. I'm only human. Nobody's perfect. That's because I need to get better organized and disciplined with my time. I said 9-ish. I'm glad I got on here before 9:30. So gratitude for your patience with me as I take care of my home respectfully, because I had to, not rush to get on here and think about me. I had to take care of our home, do our household cleaning and cleansing, you know, do our thing, get in the shower before I even do a reading. I like to make sure if I haven't started a reading for the day, I shower before I do anyway, so that the messages come more pure, more deep, not as, not hardly congested at all or anything. What's my laptop doing? Why is it doing that? Okay. Something on here. And so this is a great season in Cancer to mother ourselves, to really tap into our divine feminine energy in which we all have. And what is that? When we talk about divine feminine masculine energy, we're not talking about gender, but that's for another whole entire video. When we're talking about feminine energy, we're talking about our subconscious, things that we hold inside very deep, our emotions, how we, take care of ourselves, a lot of our memories, our compassion, our compassion, our negativity, the things we keep really deep. Negative is not always bad. Some things just are kind of sitting down under, below, hidden under some other things. So now this is a good time in Cancer to ask, how are we now in correlation with the full moon in Capricorn? Talking about, all those other things. How are we speaking to ourselves? Okay. Are we nurturing ourselves? Are we being our best mothers that we've always wanted for ourselves, so that we can nurture the child in us and nurture ourselves into good health and heal beautifully? So this definitely ties beautifully into the theme of becoming our own mothers, okay? So let me get my notes because Lord knows I need notes because I get off track and I start rambling. Thank you for your patience. That's our son here. Okay, so I'm going to get ready to do this reading here in a moment after I talk about this Jupiter and Leo energy. How much time have I been on here? I'm trying to stay on here no more than 40 minutes. So whoever comes on to this live is supposed to get this message. Those who don't, well, I guess I'm not the person for you who needs to give you the message. I think it needs to come from someone else or you respectfully. But those who chimed in, thank you for listening and thank you for taking the time to care to listen to take this more seriously. All right. Am I still on my YouTube? Let me make sure. Hey, what up, YouTube? I'm on here. Yay. All right. So I'd like to call in some energies here. Let's see. Before I begin, I'm going to end up probably putting this mic on mute before I say this, but maybe not. Where did I put my pen? Because I need to write down this question when I do this reading. I always like to, I'm getting back in the habit now. When I do readings, I need, personally for me, every reader is different, but I take notes because my Gemini moves so gosh darn fast. I just, my sometimes my human brain can't contain how fast I move on some things. So let me just write down a question real quick before I talk about the Jupiter and Leo. I don't know. Let's see. I guess since we're in this Mercury retrograde in Cancer, okay, I might do two questions, but I think, okay, yeah, let's do two. And then, because usually with the Neteru and the other deities who flow through, they always tend to answer the questions for me from the first question asked, and then it leads into the second question, and I don't even have to ask it because it already gave it to me during the first question. So, oh man, my back! I swear I could use to nourish and nurture my own energy. So, okay, let's ask the Oracle what aspects of ourselves. What aspects of ourselves is seeking greater love and acceptance? Is that what I want to ask? Oh God. And I think that's more of a question for Capricorn, because Capricorns tend to be very confident because they're so gosh darn resourceful. But for Mercury in retrograde, I want to ask something about change and growth when it comes to our patterns. So, ancestral. I'm trying to see how I want to ask this. What ancestral or family patterns? Okay. What ancestral or family patterns or patterns? What ancestral or family pattern are okay, I'm gonna read these questions again. computer keeps fading. Question 1. What aspects of ourselves is seeking greater love and acceptance? Okay, that's great. 2. What ancestral or family patterns are seeking resolution? If anybody has any questions about this, I will answer questions in the comments or in my DM after I answer these 2 questions from the Oracle, because that's what the Oracle would like for me to share here. So let me see. Okay, so now jumping into Jupiter and Leo. Let me make sure. I'm going to check to make sure nobody's on here. Okay, nobody's on here. Okay, alrighty. So, anyways, all right. So, last but not least, Jupiter and Leo. Okay, then we talk about confidence. Didn't I just say Capricorn is a pretty confident mother sucker? You know, when you really know your resources and you have an idea of what it is that you are focused on doing, because I find a lot of Capricorns to be very focused, very disciplined, can help that Leo confidence in Jupiter come on through. And it will also help with expressing our creative juices, our sexual creativity. Okay, you could even do tantra during this time with your partner, first and foremost with yourself before anything or anybody else. But you know, we'll talk about tantra and sacred sexuality, I guess is what we'll call it, another day. But you know, and when we can be creative and be childlike and nurture and nourish our inner child, we can be joyful, we can be happy. It keeps us younger and it keeps us able to bring the things from our imagination into our vision. You know, that vision board becomes a true vision. It's very visible. And then we can be our own leaders to lead ourselves and to lead everyone else. So, you know, we're not afraid to be seen and we're not hiding our gifts respectfully, okay? Because as I get ready to do this collective reading, I had a meditation earlier and she seems to be coming through again. A woman that I've shared lifetimes with. Her name is Big Mama. I call her Big Mama Guan Yin, Chinese woman. She is representative of the big mother energy that is all full of nothing but divine feminine energy. She's very compassionate. She's very compassionate. She's very nourishing. She's fulfilling. She's very feminine. She feels very well, but she also knows that the feminine energy, that sweetness, that compassion, that nourishment is healing. It helps us to grow and develop like a rose from concrete. Some of us grow in some of the most hardest spaces. And then, you know, of course, we have the Metu Netzer, our divine words of wisdom, balance, and truth. So, doing that, family, I'm going to go ahead now and start with the reading. As I'm getting ready to start, I have to say this prayer before I do, but this song just came on, which, okay, I guess Spirit wants us to listen to it while I open it, because I sure can't find the remote. I just had the remote. I didn't get up and go anywhere. I don't believe, except in my mind. So who needs a friend right now? Who needs to be accepted? To know that, you know, we all have faith, we all have sorrow. Okay, but we all need someone to lean on. We don't have to do this sugar by ourselves. And if people make you feel that way, well, send their asses to their own hell. And you find the right people who are going to make your or help support your vision, your life, and to be like heaven, okay? So before I get started, and I'll be your friend. I know anybody who's attached to me, and that's a friend for me, that's a tribe member for me, with us, me and our son. You will never be poor. You will never be hungry. You will never be homeless. You always got a place to come if you need to. If I'm available and at my better capacity, I would love to listen. As I would love for someone to listen to me. I would love to be heard. I am being heard because I hear myself. So what I do for myself, I do for everyone else. Okay. And that's just my piece. Whether you agree or disagree, it's not for you. It's my business. It's my life. So if that's how I think about that, well, That's all right. So when you need a hand, don't be afraid to call somebody when you need somebody, no matter what time it is. Someone projected that crap on me today early. No matter what time it is, call somebody. And if they're not available and they don't answer, that's all right. And if you feel like telling them the next day, then you do. And if they have a problem with you calling that late, that's okay too. Maybe they're not the person you should be calling, but that's a whole nother conversation. So I'm going to open up this Neteru by saying the prayer here. I don't know how to mute, but I'm going to mute this and then I'll be right back on if I can. Can I mute it? Okay. If I can mute it on Facebook, I don't know how. Whatever. I guess the spirit don't want it muted. Ain't nobody hiding here. All right, so I'm going to read from first my Neteru Oracle card deck. And that is from our powerful elder, Ra Nefer Amun. And then we'll start our session. So I'm going to read it from the Kemetic language. As tehuti sama akar heru asar kefta fi kerpu en aba en arit sat sebo heru pun en hetem tu kefta nu nepature kerpu en sia jed jed tu en tek harak atef mut neter itam tehuti tua en metu neter pa ab anitu ashe. All right, give thanks for that. So time for the question. Yeah, I'm not going to be on here too long because I started off rambling a little bit too much and I didn't want to be on here no more than an hour. But we'll just see what the spirit says. Let me not try to control this. I'm just going with the flow here. So, first question. Tehuti, Metsu Netzer. Let's hear your words for the answers we seek. All right. Amun, Ra, since the grandfathers want to come through. We got Big Mama Auset here too. Tell us what it is that you want us to know about what aspects of our lives are seeking greater love and acceptance. What aspects of our lives are seeking greater love and acceptance? All right, let's see here. So, I'm going to spread this out here. I'm going to put this over here. Spread out these cards. And then I'm going to take a few seconds before I pick my two for this question. Remember, think. If you have any questions in between, I'll be glad to share what the Neteru are saying that's coming through our collective consciousness beautifully and respectfully. Alrighty. Where's my magic wand? Here it is. All right. Which one do we want to choose? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Since we're doing our Cancer child by the toe. If she hollers, let it go. And we say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What card did I hit? Okay, I hit this one right here. All right. All right. Tapping into that inner child energy. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But we're in the Cancer season, so we're gonna release everything that has no reason. I'm just being silly and saying some things. I'm just gonna drop the crystal on and be like, boom. This one right here. Okay. All right. Let's see what y'all got to say. Who? Okay. My brothers are here. My brothers are here. The masculine energy wants to come out during the feminine hour in this atmosphere. We got Brother Gab, okay, one of the creators of Earth, all right? And we got Brother Heru in his form of Kuti, okay? His warrior activated energy. Let me write this down. Hold on a second. I got to write down this reading. Thank you for being patient with let me see. As I get this. Ooh, and it's all positive. But just because there's a positive does not mean there's no negative. And that's just the law of polarity and duality, okay? What goes up must come down, as within, so without, okay? So if we have a positive reading, that means we have a lot of opportunities that are opening that are going to be possibly challenging, and we have support from that. So whatever, let me write down this before I forget, because I don't like to get distracted. My goodness. Okay, so we have a Hetep, have Geb. Then I can go ahead and get the message. I get so excited about talking about spirit, I lose track of what it is that I need to do to get this very clearly. Okay, so I don't need y'all to see all my business and notes, because sometimes I'll be taking stuff I don't need everybody to see. That's all right, because everything ain't for everybody. Got to keep some things for us to do respectfully. Okay, so we got Geb. That's a positive Hetep. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, so what am I seeing here? In the aspects of ourselves that we're seeking greater love and acceptance. So Geb is one of the deities that, along with his sister, knew that created this physical plane, that created this earth. Now, we talked earlier about things that need to be released and let go of. Earthly, material-like things that are holding us down, that we're carrying unnecessarily. Again, like speaking earlier, things that are attached to this earthly plane. It is very much time that those who are watching this video and have any curiosity about spirituality and are seeking, to start seeking with thyself first, respectfully. Now, some of us aren't into that high esoteric seeking of knowledge, going down the rabbit hole yet. That's all right, Gab says. What is greater to focus on is what you already have in front of us, what we already have in front of us. What's going on in front of us in our material world that we've already manifested, because our feelings turn into thoughts, and then our thoughts turn into feelings. It's a thought form, and then it manifests those feelings into a behavior, into an action. So we want to be mindful about the actions that we take against others or for others and with ourselves. Because if we want to be more greatly accepted and loved by others, well, give that to self, and remember not to focus on what everyone else told us we are about ourselves, but focus on what we know about ourselves that we've already materialized to be our reality. What do I mean by that? Whatever our reality is looking like now on the outside, take note of that. Take note of that and see what it is that you're needing to learn in this time for self. Don't worry about the other person. Don't point the finger and start saying, well, I learned that this person is God awfully terrible and their butt stinks and all up in their business. No, okay, I get that totally. We're looking at the outside, looking in versus looking at the outside from the feelings within. But let's start within first and say, hey, why do I have such a disdain for this person? If I have such a disdain for this person, then why do I care to be around this person? Maybe I need to let them go and stop holding on to values of what other people tell me relationships are and how they should be valued. See, this is Geb right here. And Geb, let's see, our dear brother Geb here. So I haven't even interpreted the reading from the cards yet. I'm just going off my own intuition first and foremost. He holds something sacred to himself and he keeps it close. So whatever that those things in our life that are sacred, let's keep them close, but also know when to release them and let them go. Okay, so that we can have new beginnings. Okay, we got a 10 here. That's a 1 because we only got 1 through 9 numbers in the whole numerical system, but that's for another conversation. So whatever it is that we're holding close, sometimes we hold on to things for too long and too closely. We start to smother ourselves and we'll be the death of our own lives if we don't take accountability for what it is that we have put out in our reality, how people are treating us, why they don't like us, why they do like us, why we're losing our jobs, our families. Take account to that, why all these things are happening around us, and focus not on the mundanity of it, but really think about take the time to do some type of meditation that will have you do some inner evaluation so that you can better grow into this guy right here, this warrior, into a masculine being. Okay, for anybody who is a man, look, you have feminine energy too, but to understand and really be a true masculine warrior, or what the Akan people, is it Akan in Ghana called Asafo, you have to respect divine law and order, and that comes from feminine understanding. Understand what these terms, when you hear divine, feminine, masculine, what they really are, so that we're not getting caught up in these, I keep hearing mundanity, these human creations of words and egotistical descriptions of things. Create your own value and own description. Become your own warrior and know where you value and what you value, so you know how to protect it. Whether that what are we protecting, so that we can seek greater love and acceptance. Our values, because if we protect our values and our beliefs and we believe them to be real to us and they effectively work for us, well, we're not going to allow anyone else to mistreat ourselves in a way that we don't. When we love ourselves so much and we pamper and become our own mothers, our own children to self, can't nobody come in and bully us. Can't nobody make us feel low to the ground. Even though Gab was low as a masculine man, with hovering over his, or having his sister Noon hovering over him as like a housing energy, as like a cloaking type of energy, or a bigger energy, doesn't mean she's better or greater. But they're just a part of a natural cyclic process. Know that things happen naturally and allow them to happen naturally. Allow love to happen naturally, okay? We want greater love and acceptance and want to be ourselves authentically and free. Well, we have to know when to let things go respectfully. Love isn't going to keep us hostage. Love isn't going to try to control anyone. If we're trying to control and get people to stay when they want to let us go, they want to break up with us, they don't want to be our friends no more, they don't want to be our family, our kinfolk, well, that's fine. And guess what? Bless them with love and forgive them anyways. Because I'm telling you, when we hold on to all those hard feelings of anger and upset and things, fine. We don't have to keep those things on our mind to allow that person's life force to stay within us and take on their energy and take on their upset or what have you, that's not allowing us to be more free and loving. Just let them go, okay? So that they can do better. And we hope that they do better in what they know wherever they go, so that they don't treat anyone else like they're obviously maybe treating themselves or treating us. So, before I go now to interpret what this is saying more of, so even though we have a positive reading that we have assistance from these energies that are wanting us to hold on to our self-respect, not to um be so, what's the word I'm looking for? So attached to materialism in life that will dematerialize eventually. Nothing in this reality, in this world, ever lasts forever. Things dissipate, things die here, things get recycled here and turned into something else on this plane, just like in the spiritual plane. But what is that? What do these deaths and these transformation in our own lives, when we want to let things go and we want to kill certain personalities in our lives so that we can open up the door and the pathway for more mature personalities and greater insights, so that we can conquer and find harmony in our work and life balance where there is chaos. We can find harmony with our loved ones, our families. We can be accepted. We're not then arguing with people to be who we want them to be to us. But if they can't be what they want us to be, then we let them go respectfully, because we're not going to control anybody here. So we got a Hetep reading. And in order for us to have this true heaven that we want here on earth, for us to have the greatest time of our lives here, to be our greatest success, to really walk in our purpose, we must be prepared to undertake our successes by having a grounded foundation in our lives and guarding that foundation. Guard our values, guard our beliefs. Don't change those just to people please for someone else, or someone may discredit your own beliefs. And now you're just going and saying, being a yes man, okay, and agreeing with what they have said to you. Now you're starting to doubt yourself. Please don't do that. Yeah, and protect what is valuable. You know, look at this. These energies here, both of them are protecting something. They're holding something close to them, whether it's their hearts. Okay, protect your heart. If you want to protect your heart, make sure you know your heart. Know who you are. Know what it is that you need from the start of any relationship. So respectfully, we won't stay in these relationships. I don't care if it's a kinship with family. I don't care if it's a friendship. Hell, I don't care if it's a dog. I don't care if it's a substance. I don't care if it's a product, a piece of clothing. If we know it's not good for us and it's disturbing our peace from the moment we walk into it or put it on or take it and receive it or let it go, then it's not for us, okay? And it wasn't, and it probably isn't for however long that is, but that's not for us to count the days or to worry about. We let it go and mind our business and walk away. So then we have, so these deities are saying, if we truly believe in the deity within ourselves and that we have an open mind and spirit to everything and everyone else in this world, we truly can receive support in a multitude of resources and things from other people will come and help us to be greater. They will empower us. They may support us in our, you know, our task throughout the day, our business ventures. And then there we can truly see where things, you know, sometimes two heads are better than one. And when we have another person who can come in with an abundance of love and acceptance and help us sort out our own disorganized thinking, oh my God, we can get so much done. So much more done, so much more of our true currency, our true money is our energy. Because when we have enough energy to work and not live to work, but work to live, passionately, then we won't have all these blockages of being concerned about what is my purpose? Why is this happening to me? You won't be so ruminating about it respectfully. So whoever's here, stop overthinking, because when you're overthinking, you get headaches, your blood pressure could be rising. So make sure you take your medication, you're eating what you need to, and somebody needs to stay the hell away from a lot of sugar, okay? Because a lot of sugar it can make you crash or it can make you burn. I mean, depending on what kind of sugar, if that's in food, that's in some type of alcohol, that's fermented sugar, just sweet treats eating, that can mess up your teeth and your health and even with your confidence, because some people are having issues with their teeth. They're not content with their smile. They're not content with who they are because of one simple thing, their teeth, instead of just smiling and not caring what anybody else thinks. When we love ourselves just extraordinarily, we can have no teeth and just be all gums, okay? And love ourselves and think we the finest thing since the world discovered gold and diamonds and sliced bread. Okay, so let me go ahead and interpret this real quick. I don't want to stay on here too much longer. Okay, let me go here. Yeah, Gab is saying someone out here really doesn't truly have the faith that they need to walk in the direction that they truly want to be in. They're doing a lot of talking, but not a whole lot of walking. Who in here? I mean, I know spirituality is not a performance. You don't have to have like certain things to be spiritual. All you have to have is a good open mind to be spiritual. And when we get into these different rituals and things, they're told that we need to do these different disciplines if we want to be a part of a certain spiritual and or religious group or cultural understanding. Either we're going to get with that program or make our own program, but respectfully, the work either way isn't easy just because we make our own program. So don't be anti-spiritual about it, and don't hate on somebody who is spiritual but not in the way that you may see it, because everybody has their own unique expression on how they are. Spirituality is just a lifestyle and understanding of everything that is happening around us naturally, how life works, respectfully. Okay. Um, mm. Oh, and some woman is growing very high in her spirituality, Gab is saying. There's a woman who is very much studying herself, learning her own magic right now. And if she has a man, if you have a man, or you about to get a man, or you dating a man, or you're with the man, he can learn a lot from you. He will learn a lot from you. And may he be respectful. May he be submissive to want to listen. Yeah, men can be submissive and you're feminine. And what does submissive mean? That means you can pretty much humble yourself, shut up and listen respectfully. Allow someone else to have a space to talk. Allow yourself just to be quiet for a moment so that you can listen to receive and not act like you know everything, but be able to get whatever guidance, support, advice to work and develop Maturely, yes, because this man is going to mature and develop highly with the woman. When we tap into our divine feminine, we can sit back to listen, to receive, and not be in our masculine all the time, like spirit, acting like we already know everything, like a know-it-all Aquarius energy. Who's an Aquarius in here? Because a lot of Aquarius are very smart and futuristics, but look, or who's got that Aquarius energy? Okay, for one, who's acts like they're a know-it-all, can't nobody tell you anything because you're always like, I know, I've read this, I've done this before. Oh, I've already done this. Oh, what's some other things know-it-alls do? I know, I used to be one. Oh, I know this already. Um, I don't need to hear this. Things like that. Can't nobody tell you nothing because you're so guarded. You're not willing to open up your heart and your mind to allow things to happen. Thank you for being quiet while you're out here, although I asked you to stay in your room. Okay. Let me turn this music back on because Sun is out here and sometimes his energy can be a little distracting. So I'm gonna turn on the music. If you need a hand, we all need. I'm gonna play another song. Whoa. Okay. All right. So who's trying to get into Ifa? Who's trying to get into African traditional spirituality of some kind? That can be a Sangoma from South Africa, some type of indigenous tradition. Someone might be getting into voodoo. If you are, be mindful, get you a spiritual mentor. Don't be arrogant and think you can do all this on your own. You need someone to guide you if you don't already know these things. Talk to someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mentor, but someone you trust who may already be open to these spiritual things, okay? Hey, all right, who's going to an African party? Oh. Hey. All right, boo boo. Hey, come on. Look at my son dancing. All right. He got his African spirit coming on out. I love you, boo. Oh. All right. Let me go ahead and interpret this so I can get my butt off of here and do what I need to do. Stop playing. So, get us set. All right. Thank you for your patience. These questions it takes at least 20 to 25 minutes to answer these questions sometimes, but I'm going to keep it as short as possible because I'm not doing a full reading on here. That's a lot of energy. So thank you for your patience. Those who are on here and who are patient enough to be on here, you were meant to get the message. Oh my goodness, where is it? I'm coming. I'm just looking to find this stuff here. Thank you for your patience. Hey. All right, Michael, Earth Angel, Dirty Diana. Who's out here being dirty? Ain't being true to their partner. Don't want to listen. Want to go out behind somebody's back when all somebody was trying to do was just tell you some things so that you can grow up and be better, but you don't want to listen, so you rather go out and find somebody else, huh? All right, that's fine. Yes, it's Michael Jackson, honey. Where is this thing? Make me stay. Oh my God. Sometimes it's print. Okay, here we go. It's coming. Okay, I found it. Woo, thank you for your patience. All right, yes. So, who's got an STD? That came out because somebody is too stuck in earthly energies. They don't understand what divine feminine energy is. It's a man or a woman, but somebody's out here having sex in their feelings and just tapping any old and everything. Probably not a lot of people, could just be one person, but I highly suggest. Gab is saying, get your health checked out. Yeah. because it's absolutely necessary for where you're going to spiritually develop and be successful in your life. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard if you itching with herpes or, trichomonas or something, have a constant vaginal itch. You know what I'm saying? That just came out. I am just the messenger. So we're being reminded, if we want to have greater love and acceptance, love ourselves. So what does that mean? Nourish ourselves, feed ourselves well. It's time to detox and to fast. We know that things that are good for us, it can help us to last and live longer. A lot of processed foods and things, if we're eating these things and consuming them and we're enjoying them a little bit too much to where we're eating them so regularly, despite what we know the health cautions may be, they say we are what you eat. You're toxic. Not saying you're toxic. I mean, you could be a toxic person. You could be somebody who somebody doesn't need to be around right now, because you need to focus on being around yourself, developing in areas where you are more likable to yourself, so other people who are attracted will also see those things that you like in you, also respectfully. Um, and take this very seriously, because if you don't, you're not going to acquire this type of love and acceptance and this greater success in your life. That job that you want, okay, that girl that you've been chasing, that money you chasing, if you're not taking care of your health, you're going to lose your wealth. You're going to lose your resources, right? Ain't nobody good working when they sick. Okay, it's gonna be a distraction, dirty Diana. Okay, get your ass cleaned up. Clean up. So let's see. Oh, and there's a dangerous truth here. There's a warning. There's a strong warning here. And it's a half truth. Somebody's not telling the whole truth about who they are. Somebody's holding things back about who they are. Why? What are you scared of? If you share something about yourself or show something about yourself that people are guarded about and they don't like, and they feel they have to guard themselves from you, well, that's okay. That means they're just not the ones who are right in your life. Let them go. If you love them, let them go. If you don't, you're going to try to keep and control them like a slave. And nobody wants to be that, I don't think. Everybody wants their own mind. Most of them, they think. But a lot of us are, I'm not even going to go there. But anyway. Because a lot of us are right now, those who are really loving ourselves and doing the work, we're influencing so many things right now on this planet. We're influencing our loved ones, we're influencing our communities, we're influencing our children, and passing along great generational positive energy, right? So don't run away from yourself. Like this song is saying, runaway train. Don't run away from yourself. But if someone runs away from you, that's all right. They're not running from you. It's their loss. If you think you were good enough for them to stay, but they didn't, it's their loss. Let them go and let it flow, okay? Somebody's going to get a lot of money because they're going to have a great job that they're going to really enjoy. So it's worth it, because all money isn't good money. And but take heed. Brother Gab says if you don't follow this energy accordingly, you can, like I said earlier, when I interpret this message before I even read the interpretation for this, you will lose your health. Somebody may even lose their life. Seriously, somebody close to you, take this serious. Like, I don't like giving these kind of readings, but they may die physically, or someone may die spiritually and even physically. Not like all the way be dead or unalive. I guess people are saying so kindly. I just don't get that, but whatever. Maybe an accident happening. Someone broke their legs and now they had an ego death. However they broke it, whatever lesson they got out of it, they're a changed person now. And They're not anybody who we expected them to be. Okay. So let's see. And definitely, because how you eat and what you consume is definitely going to affect how you move. How we eat and what we consume is definitely going to affect how we move. How we eat and what we eat and how we consume is definitely going to affect how we move. And foods also affects our energy. Whatever we're consuming, whatever substance, whatever drink, whatever show we're watching is having an effect on our energy, on our emotions, on our thoughts. It's there's a bit of maybe a rewiring going on. Okay. Alrighty, so let's see what our brother Heru is saying, our Haru Kuti. I keep saying Heteru. Yeah, and take care of yourself. I said Heru. That's also the energy of Oshun. Look, ladies, men, okay, men can be brothers, sons of Oshun. Take care of yourself. Pamper yourself. Take yourself out. I know sometimes men find it hard to take themselves out to go get them a massage like a woman. Go out and take themselves on a date night. Treat yourself like you want to treat a woman. Okay? And do that for you so you can attract the right one who you want for you. Okay? Seen somewhere. Runaway train never coming back. Runaway train never coming back. Okay, where is this other one? All right, I'm coming. One moment. Runaway train never come back. All right, so that's it. I'm on here an hour and 6 minutes. I only wanted to do 40, but had I not rambled on so much in the beginning, probably could have got this done. But what are the ancestral patterns or family patterns? What ancestral or family patterns are we seeking resolution? What ancestral family patterns are we seeking resolution? I'll come back and answer that tomorrow because I'm on here an hour and 7 minutes. I don't want to be on here too long. Tonight, I'm pretty drained and tired after cleaning and cleansing my own self, releasing a lot of things. But I want to say thank you very much. Oh, and somebody's about to have an abundance of love coming in. Who's coming in and talking about, I only have eyes for you. And maybe somebody's got their eye on somebody a little bit too much and needs to worry about themselves. Look, don't get stuck on stupid. Just because somebody looks good and sounds good and feels good for the moment, remember, you always got to take care of you first and foremost. Okie dokie. So I'm going to close and give thanks to my big brother Gab or Gabe and little brother right here, little big brother Heru Kuti. Thank you. We got the power of 6. That is balance and fairness. I think we balanced out the evening really great. I'm feeling balanced. I'm feeling like I don't feel like any pressure to stay on here long with y'all, but I will do my best to be better organized the next time I get on here with you all and be more punctual. All right. Well, Adukwe, thank you so much for joining us this moonshine day. Happy full moon in Capricorn. Happy Cancer season. All right. Enjoy that Jupiter in Leo. And just be yourself for absolutely no gosh darn reason. All right, I'm closing out on YouTube. Bye, YouTube. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for joining. All right, Facebook. Stop throwing crap around.